But now we'll shift gears. We're talking with Stephen Keys. He is with Expedient Tax Services. Good morning, Stephen, and welcome to WVON. How are you today?
Hey, good morning. How are you today?
Doing great. Glad to have you. Talk to us about taxes after tax day.
Yes, thank you guys so much for having us today. It is actually me, I'm the founder of Expedient Tax Service, and I also have the co-founder, Essence Keys, which is my wife. And we at Expedient Tax Service, we wanted to do something a little different. We wanted to service the clients because we believe this is the season of entrepreneurship. So we wanted to help as many people as we could, when we launched Expedient Tax Service.
Fantastic. Let's do this first. Tell people how best to reach you if they need your services.
The best way to reach us, it's a couple of outlets. You can find us on social media. It's at Expedient Tax Service. Or in Facebook, and it's also on Instagram at Expedient Tax Service. Our website is www.expedienttax.com, and our telephone number is 773-413-8291. We always have someone to service any time of the day. We do have like our online chat support that is expedienttax@ymail.com, so you can email us anytime throughout the day as well.
Okay, so do this for me if you can. Spell expedient so people understand whether there's a T at the end or not.
Absolutely. Expedient, that's EXPEDIENTTAX.com. And all of our information is there. You can find all our links to all social media outlets.
Great. And the number is 773-413-8291.
91. That's correct.
All right. So let's talk about what you're doing related to entrepreneurs, since that's the focus that you've taken.
For entrepreneurs, this has been a season for entrepreneurs as far as, you want to save more in taxes, especially depending on how you set up as an entity, as a LLC, as a C Corp, as an S Corp. And a lot of people don't understand about how LLCs actually work, because a LLC is considered a disregarded entity where you're taxed as a self-employed. And a lot of people say, well, hey, when I do my taxes, do I have to file a business return separately? No, you actually file it together on a 1040, and that income is on a Schedule C. So what we want to do is we want to help those starting entrepreneurials that's in any form of business, whether in sales, clothing, no matter what the outlet is, understand how your setup actually works.
And so when someone is becoming an entrepreneur, one of the first things they have to do is organize the company. And your suggestion here is that they should be organized initially as an LLC.
That's correct. And it depends on the profession. If you're a real estate agent, hey, you want to be a LLC. If you're selling clothing, you want to be a LLC. It's really no time to incorporate. If you're making less than $50,000 starting out, you don't want to do a C Corp because you're double taxed. And then if you're S Corp, you're a pass-through entity, and you actually end up spending more money. So if you make less than $50,000, you definitely want to keep it as an LLC.
Okay, so you introduced a few different types of organizational corporation structures. A C Corp is one structure, an S Corp is one structure, an LLC is a different structure, and the LLC allows everything to move through just as you were an individual, but it allows it to be done through this corporate structure and keep.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That is absolutely correct. Yes, because a C Corp, is a bigger, it's a double taxation. It does separate you from the company, but you end up paying double tax. So unless you're making over $50,000, $50,000 to $80,000, I would say, keep it as a LLC.
Okay, and which makes perfect sense. Once you make $50,000, you might make a different suggestion, or is it something just to consider at that point?
Yes, once you start making over $50,000, that is something to consider. because you may end up saving more taxes, because you can pass through that income as an S corp. If you're a pass through entity, let's say like you may work, you may have a W-2 or have another job that may help reduce any tax liability. Okay, so that may be it just depends on the type of business that you have.
And how long have you guys been in business at Expedient, Stephen?
Yeah, we've been in business now over 10 years. What a wonderful journey it has been.
Tell us more. What made you decide to be an entrepreneur? You and your co-founder. Oh
my gosh, that's a good question. Okay, so when I started Expedient, actually, I got audited. This was years ago. I'm just coming out of college, and I'm filing my taxes. I go to another tax service, and I get my taxes, and I thought it was just a simple tax, and I get audited. And it was like nobody could help me. So it's like, wow, everybody, the tax people say, hey, you're on your own. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to take one of these courses. I'm going to take a course. So I decided to take a course. And I was working for a company named Advocate Medical Group at the time. And one of the doctors there was like, oh, Stephen, you know what? I know you took a class in this. Maybe you can help me out. So I end up helping one of the doctors. I got myself out of the audit. So then I was like, you know what? I need to extend this and further my education. So I got every certification that it was, and I was just tunnel vision. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, what I needed to do, and that's how I got started. Let me see. My wife, she came on board. She had graduated from Eastern Illinois University. She took up corporate communications and business. And, once we got together, she joined the team, and, she had a lot of ideas to revamp the business, to expand. And it was great. Like, she added on the customer service piece that we need as far as training employees. And so we put it together, and just, and started to help out a lot of people.
So when you say you gained every certification that there was, tell us what some of those certifications are.
Yeah, so I first started off as, of course, a tax professional, and then I went into become an EA, which is an enrolled agent, enrolled to practice with the IRS, and then also I got certified as Master Tax, and oh my gosh, it has been a blessing, a great journey.
Great. And so you've been doing this now for 10 years, picking up now and really beyond the tax season. You're looking forward to the next year and looking at how you can be more helpful to entrepreneurs because so many people.
Absolutely. We always go back to the drawing board. Every year we follow the tax guidelines and we see what is out there. Some things change every year. So our goal is to update our clients as to, what can you save on taxes, even if you are W-2. What can you save? Let's say like you have an increase on your W-2. How do you do your W-4s? That has been a big thing for us where the W-4s has changed. People may have been exempt and not doing like a W-4 checkup. So at the end of the year, they're like, oh, no, I didn't do that. So we do recommend to everyone out there to do a W-4 checkup, reach out to HR and say, hey, you know what? I want to comply with the new laws of, because you may not know, and certainly they won't tell you anything. So this is something they'll say, go to your tax professional about.
So the W-4 being the form that you fill out at HR at your job that determines how many deductions you should take, which
absolutely, yes.
How much money comes out of your check to pay for taxes, which impacts what your refund or what your tax payment would be at the end of the year.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. And one of the things I want to say to my W-2 workers, hey, this is the time, for whatever business that you do want to start. The suggestion that we suggest is, hey, go ahead and start it, even if it's a side hustle, even if it's as small as, selling a few products, selling a few shoes, selling a few clothing. Go ahead, sell that, legitimize the business. You want to, get it done right, because this is the year where entrepreneurs are going to start to reign, and you never know where that business will go.
Okay, hang on one second. I need to take this break. When we come back, we'll continue this conversation with Stephen Keys of Expedient Tax Service. Welcome back. We're wrapping up this segment, wrapping up the show, wrapping up the day, talking with Stephen Keys of Expedient Tax Service. Stephen, we've got a call on the line with a question. Willie, good morning and welcome to VON. What's on your mind?
Good morning. Good morning. I have a question. I'm recently hired on as an independent contractor, distributing auto parts for a small company. Can I turn that to a business, to an LLC?
Absolutely. How you doing? Good morning to you, Willie. Yes, you can turn it into a business as an LLC, because even though you're hired on, you can also hire on subcontractors that can work under you as well, and having that LLC may be a great advantage for you.
Last question: How will I go about starting the LLC? Is it a website that I should go to form this and all that?
Absolutely. If you choose to go through us, let's see, what state are you from? Are you in the state of Illinois?
I'm in Indianapolis, actually. I'm in Indianapolis.
Okay, that is awesome. Okay, so you're in Indianapolis. My advice would be to you is to contact one of our tax pros at expedienttax.com and send us a message with your information as to what you're trying to do, and they can definitely assist you with getting started with that, or give you advice on how to get that done.
Let me write that down. Expedient.com.
Yep, expedienttax.com. That's expedienttax.com. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. No problem, man.
Have a great day, brothers.
You too, Willie. Thank you for your call. Stephen, are there others who should consider? You mentioned as we were going to the break, this was the time for entrepreneurship. Talk about why that is and what others should do, and if they're trying to get started. Stephen?
As far as come up with a business plan as to, get a couple of key notes as to what you're trying to do, what's your goal, and where do you see yourself at short term in the next, I would say, next 5 years. And then once you have the name, get a name for yourself. Get yourself a EIN number, okay, and then formulate an LLC. Make that business legitimate, and then you want to get a DUNS number as well. Because what will happen is once you start building up that business credit, you can separate your personal from your business, and that would be a great asset as building the business credit, okay?
So you mentioned the EIN, the employee identification number, which all businesses have to have by filing with the respective Secretary of State. The DUNS number, talk about how they get that.
Okay, so the DUNS number is you go to the Duns and Bradstreet, and then you register your business with them. The DUNS number is actually free. They do have a few packages because the purpose for the DUNS number is you want to add creditable trade lines to your business. Like if you shop, what merchant that you shop for your products, whether it's Staples, Office Max, all that stuff is reported, and they report every 30 days. So that would help identify the business, and then to help build the business credit as well.
Got it. Tell us about what, just got about a minute left. What are all the things that Expedient Tax Services does?
Okay, all the things that Expedient, I'm going to let the co-founder of Essence Keys elaborate on the things that we just did this past month.
Thank you. Hi.
Good morning.
Okay, so the things that we offer are tax preparation. Foremost, we've assisted with business setup. We also assist with bookkeeping, and overall, we just want to assist anyone who has a problem. If they need amendments done or whatever, we can assist with whatever they need. And we service all levels of income.